Hey y'all, welcome back to the Free Black Women's Library YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for liking this video, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. My name is Ola. I am an artist, cultural worker, and the creator and director of a social art project called the Free Black Women's Library. And on this channel, I talk about books, movies, and TV shows I'm really excited about, really into, find fascinating, interesting, curious, etc., etc. And I am doing Rambly reactions to a classic sitcom called A Different World, currently streaming on Netflix. And guess what? Recently, there was an announcement that A Different World reboot is in the works. This one is being directed by Debbie Allen, and the main character is supposed to be a child of the characters from the original series. So this is interesting because I'm hoping that it's good. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, we hate reboots, we hate reboots, give us original content. But a reboot can be very different from the original, such as the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, a TV show, which initially was a sitcom, situational comedy with Will Smith and so on. And then it was rebooted recently, aired on Peacock, and it had a very dramatic feel. It was shot differently. It had a more so I didn't really get a chance to watch it that much because I don't have Peacock, but it had more of a soap opera, deeper feel. It was shot differently. It didn't have live audience reacting to the jokes immediately. So we never know. I'm curious to see what they're gonna give us because Debbie Allen, as far as my opinion, is a cultural icon, a phenomenon when it comes to giving us top tier Black quality content. So I'm curious to see what it is. What's it going to be like? So Hillman 2.0, Hillman is going to be back for the new generation, and I hope it's good. So anywho, but let's get into this classic, this discussion. We're talking about season 1, episode 12. And the name of this episode is Advise and Dissent. Now, this episode opens up. We're in the library. Our girls are studying. Jaleesa, Whitley, Maggie, they're studying because it's finals week or midterms week or so on like that. And we see Whitley coming in to meet with her little minion, Millie, because apparently Millie has notes for this botany class that Whitley is taking. So not only is Millie Whitney's minion in some ways, but she's also kind of like doing her homework for her. And what do y'all think about this trope about the mean girl, the snotty girl, the popular girl, always having like a little these side characters, right? Definitely a trope in a lot of films, a lot of TV shows. It's something that I've noticed, and I guess Millie serves this purpose here. We see Ron, which is Dwayne Wayne's best friend, and we see Denise. Denise shows up, and she tells her friends, guess what, guys? I finally got called to be a peer counselor. I've been on the waiting list for so long. I'm going to be working in the counseling office. And they're like, girl, it's finals week. The reason why they called you is because nobody wants to, it's a volunteer position, and nobody has the time or capacity to be a counselor during finals week. And Denise is like, oh, it's fine. Y'all know how Denise is. She's very much like any which way the wind blows. Her sense of her lack of direction is part of her charm, right? And they're like, Denise, don't you have a history paper that you need to do? You need to submit to Colonel Taylor, Dr. War. Now, Colonel Taylor is somebody that we're going to meet in later episodes. He's played by Glenn Turman. Glenn Turman, who was once married to Aretha Franklin and who also played the lead in an amazing, iconic Black film called Coolie High. If you haven't seen Coolie High, go watch Coolie High. So either way, yeah, so Denise goes to the counseling center, and this is where she meets Z. Now, I think the same character or the same actor that's playing Z, I feel like he might have guested on The Cosby Show at one point as maybe one of Denise's boyfriends or friends, because he looks very familiar. But Z is California hippie, surfing, go with the flow type of dude. When she first meets him, he's laying on his back and he's like looking up, and she thinks that he is a panic student who has come in for counseling, and she tries to talk to him, but she really doesn't know what to say because Denise is not, she's many things. She's creative, she's fun, she's sweet, but she's not necessarily emotionally intelligent, right? But it turns out that Z doesn't need counseling. Z runs the center, and she's like, oh, oops. And guess who else is in the center? Millie, Whitley's minion. Whitley comes into the counseling center and she sees Millie and she's like, Millie, where are those botany notes? Give them to me immediately. I need to study. And then Dwayne shows up to check on Denise, I guess. There's no reason for him to be there. Like, it's a chance to show us that Dwayne still hasn't really changed his creepy, sexist, misogynist ways. He comes to see what Denise is doing, make sure that she's working on her paper, her history paper. He sees Z and he's automatically jealous. He thinks that Z wants to get with Denise just because they're talking and they're developing this camaraderie. Yeah, Dwayne is jealous of Z. And then he finally leaves. And we see that Denise is still not spending any time working on this paper that she has to do. So she finally decides to buckle down and work on it. She's in the study room and she's with Whitley. And Whitley is studying for her botany test. And she's like, flowers are so boring, which I disagree. I love flowers. And Whitley is trying to work on, Denise is trying to work on her paper. Her paper for history class is on the history of the potato as it relates to Ireland. And it sounds like a silly topic, but I'm actually curious because people often say that potatoes in Ireland are, you know, directly linked. I want to know more about that, but I'm a nerd. So either way, so Whitley and Denise are in there, and Denise starts to kind of therapize Whitley, and Whitley's looking at her like, girl, like, don't, I'm not one of those pitiful fools that you're meeting at your little counseling job. I'm fine. I don't need to talk to you. Right. And Denise is like, well, I'm here for you if you need to talk. You know, she's very much, whenever Denise has a new opinion, a new position, a new way of thinking, she fully embodies it, right? We love Denise. We love Denise. So she says to Whitley the same thing that Z said to her when he was trying to teach her how to deal with students, right? To be the wave, you know, to move through whatever it is, because he's got that hippie vibe with him. So they end up going to the pit and talking. And she is not working on her paper like she's supposed to. She comes back to the counseling center, and she talks to Z, and you know, gets to the point where she realizes that she has been procrastinating, right? She's been pushing off this paper, and she's been using the counseling center position as a distraction, as a form of procrastinating this paper. So she finally buckles down and does it. She's got like 30 books that she has to read through. She tries to get an extension and the teacher doesn't give it to her. So she has to pull an all-nighter to get this paper done. Now, mind you, the whole time in this episode, we have this running joke between Ron and Dwayne where they're making fun of the girls because nobody is looking good. Like nobody's spending time to put on makeup and get dressed. Like all the girls are looking ugly, quote unquote. So Dwayne and Ron are making fun of them because of how they're looking. I don't like this joke. I don't think it's funny, but this is the sexism and the misogyny at play in old school sitcoms and maybe new school ones too. Who knows? I don't really watch them sitcoms. The only one I watch right now is Abbott Elementary. So I don't know how sitcoms are these days. But either way, we see all the girls are at the dorm and Maggie looks at them and she says, you know what? Ron and Dwayne are right. We look horrible. And Jaleesa stands up and she has a pen or a brush in her hand and she's like, oh, ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be Ugly America. And, and so they're making fun of each other because they have like pimple cream on their faces and bonnets on. And it's a typical dorm look. Like it's midterm finals week, so you're not gonna spend all this time making your face. And then out runs Denise, like, hey guys, guess what? I finished my paper. Yay! And they're like, ooh, because her hair is kind of messy. But Lisa Bonet is a naturally beautiful woman. So them trying to say that she looks ugly in this moment is so ridiculous to me. Because even though her hair is a mess, she's actually beautiful. Like she has beautiful features. She's just like Zoe Kravitz, her daughter. They are gorgeous women, but her hair is like slightly messy and she's got on like frumpy clothes and she's like, oh, wait till you see me next week. I'm gonna look like a dog. And I'm like, okay, girl, whatever. So either way, they're making fun of each other. And so they start playing music and they start dancing, and that's how the episode ends. So best episode in that we have that hint of misogyny there, which is often there, but definitely another episode that kind of fleshes out the Denise Lisa Bonet character as far as like her style and her way of being. And I just wonder what could have been if she hadn't been unceremoniously booted from the show as a result of getting pregnant and Bill Cosby not wanting to have a pregnant character on the show. So anywho, but yeah, that's the tea. Either way, please like this video and please subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of Different World. Let me know if you're excited for the reboot, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.